Welcome to English Explanations. Today's lesson is on the simple present verb tense. It's the most commonly used verb tense, and it's also the most basic. You'll see it a lot in daily activities, things that we do with frequency, or habitual actions as I like to call them. Also, we use them to talk about facts and general information, as well as scheduled events in the future when we use a time reference. So I'm going to show you how to use the simple present tense and when to use it. Alright, let's get started. The simple present. Okay, for the subject I, you're going to keep the verb as it is in the infinitive. In other words, I look. You look. But notice, he, she, or it will have an S at the end of the verb. He looks. Or she looks. For plural, we look. For you plural, you look. That's referring to more than one person. And finally, for they look. So the only thing to really remember here is he, she looks. Now that we know how to form the simple present, let's look at when we use the simple present. Okay, the first case is for habitual actions. Habitual actions are actions that happen at a frequency. They tell us how often something happens. Okay, my first example is, she drives to work. She drives to work. Notice I included the S at the end of the word drive. She drives to work. So it's something that happens regularly. Alright, my next example. I read a book every month. It's an action that takes place every month. I read a book every month, and that will always be simple present. The next case is for facts or general information. The simple present is used when the speaker believes something to be true. So, for example, the sky is blue. Right? That's general information. That's something that is commonly known. Now, an example of a fact would be New York is in the USA. The final use of the simple present is for scheduled events with a time reference. Scheduled events refer to events such as concerts, movies, classes, plays, meetings, or even transportation. Those are events or happenings that have a certain time fixed to them. So the airplane leaves at 7:30. So 7:30 is a fixed time. And in order to use simple present with that sentence, we need to include the time reference. So it is important to include 7:30. Alright, the final example is the meeting ends at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock is a fixed time. And this is an action that will be happening in the future. So as long as your action has a fixed time, we can use the simple present to talk about it. Let's review what we learned about the simple present. In order to make the construction, we need to include an S at the end of the verb for he, she, and it. Okay, we use the simple present to talk about habitual actions. Actions that occur with a frequency. Every month, every year, every day, every minute. Next, we use the simple present for facts or general information. So this is something that the speaker believes to be true. So if you think it's true, it's okay to use simple present to say what you mean. And finally, we use the simple present to talk about future events or scheduled events with a time reference. So when we have an event with a fixed time, it's okay to use a simple present to talk about that action. To get more free English lessons like this one, click the subscribe button above the video window.